guys, and welcome back. So we're still setting up this Hemlock and Oak weekly. I did do the printable version, so it's in a big size happy planner, but this is the H&O, or the Hemlock and Oak weekly planner. Again, it's just printed, and they do provide all of their planners in a free PDF. So if you're interested in a planner like this, let me get to a weekly view here. So this is what the weekly view in this planner looks like. If you're interested in downloading one of these for free, feel free to check out the link down in the description below. And if you are interested in one of their actual planners and you don't want to print it out, this is the size that they come in. This is the daily version. I do not have a weekly version. Again, I print mine out, but they do also come in a daily version as well. It's just a little bit smaller, and my handwriting is quite big, so that's why I stick with the printed version. And it does give me a way to still use, the disc layout. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds. So, well, let's go ahead and get back into setting this thing up here. So we've already covered the reflection part. We've covered the introspection, which I basically described it as like a vision board. You're just basically gonna like list out the things of, if you had the ideal life, what would that mean for you? So again, I just create like little vision boards for them. And for this video, we're going to cover character traits. And I'm gonna apologize, guys. Like, it's a long process with these, so I am a little tired. But I do want to get these videos out there. So yeah, so we're covering the character traits, and what character traits does your ideal self have. So again, we're going to, like, if you're this person and this is the life that you're living, what traits would you have? The best way that they describe it is, if you're listening to a conversation about yourself, what would you want to hear? And I know a lot of yins, because like we're going into traits and values, a lot of yins are going to be like, well, what's the difference? And the best way that I can see of like an explanation between these two is traits are more external. Traits kind of describe what a person's like. So again, that's why they're suggesting that, like, if you were hearing a conversation about yourself, how would that person describe you? Because traits describe like how you appear to others. Whereas values are more internal. These are really like you. I'm trying to think of a better way of putting it. It's really what you hold dear. It's what you fully believe in. Oh god, okay, let's see here. We can describe this. So like, if you're a person and you value relaxation, okay, you're going to make sure, at least if you're living your ideal life, if you're trying to set goals and standards and stuff that match your internal self, if you value relaxation, you are going to schedule naps. You are going to schedule like little spa treatments, and anything that you find relaxing. To me, I enjoy laying on the couch with my cat with a candle lit, eating some cookies, reading a book. I make sure that I enjoy that. At least I attempt to every day. But nobody is going to know that you do that unless you like tell them that. But again, they're not going to see that. So I don't really know how else to explain this here, but maybe if I start explaining like how I did mine, maybe you'll get a better idea for yours. But I do know when you're first coming across character traits and character values, it is a little tricky to differentiate between the two. I know I know three are coming to my mind, three or four classes in my psychology program where we went over these. So, and again, like you could even see, like it's still a little difficult for me to explain. So, if it's tricky to you, it is tricky. So, okay, so I just followed the prompt here, and it was easier for me to think about it this way. Um, I still had this fun sticker. I got this from, I believe, a fountain that I bought, Bert. So it's just a funny little quote, and it makes me laugh. But I mean, it is actually serious when you think about it. So yeah, be the person your cat thinks you are. If you're a dog owner, you could just replace it and say, be the person that your dog thinks you are. But like to me, I am a cat person, but cats are known to not be as friendly. So I guess if a cat really does enjoy your company, uh, like you're special. I don't know. That's how I look at it, but like he does. So I sit and think about it, and I'm like, okay, well, what does Bert think about me? And so I am reliable, I'm dependable, I make sure that he has food, I'm caring, I do take care of his little litter box and that, and I give him little snuggles when he needs it. I'm comforting. I guess I'm fun whenever, he does allow me to play with him and we, play with the kitty toys and stuff. I do have to, I'm probably family to him. I did go down here and I put little paw prints beside the ones that whenever I was thinking, like, okay, like what would Bert think of me? I do bring calm. So, uh, yeah, so I mean, I started with that. And then, of course, going back to the whole conversations, and I started thinking about it. And I know it says, like, what does your ideal self have? But I did have to, like, kind of use current conversations of where, like, okay, well, what do people normally say about me? Okay. And I mean, some of them aren't good. But that's their problem. And but I mean, for the most part, I'm gonna say it's pretty good. And I typically hear that people are happy that I'm a helpful person. I generally tend to help people if I see that they're in need. Um, I do have a creative side, hence what you're seeing here on my channel. But then again, some people don't know that I'm creative. um, okay, I tend to be a problem solver. It's just really who I am, okay? It's just something that I do. I enjoy solving problems. Again, I find that to be where I help people because normally people who need help, have a problem, and I'm like, oh, it's okay, let's do this. And then, of course, I guess that's where the helpful comes in because that's where I take what I feel needs to, help them, and I go and do it. And it's like, oh, look at that, problem solved. Um, I am funny. I think you can tell because normally half the time I'm laughing, even if it's not funny. I still find a way to make it funny. It's just one of those things that I do. Some people call it my superpowers. So, um, yeah, no, I'm generally funny, okay. But, I mean, again, these are things, like, I know that they say it about me, but, like, I do want these traits. I see nothing wrong with these traits. These are nice traits. Um, okay, and then, of course, the next one is dependable. Because, which I guess this is where you get into the difference, which I love this. You got to get into the difference between reliability and dependability. Reliability is whenever somebody is consistent with a certain test, trait, or skill. Normally, they're like an expert in it. Dependability is wherever you take that, but it's like encompasses all. And guys, literally at work, I literally do it all. So, like I said, anytime that, again, problem solver, anytime something needs done or a problem starting to come up, I am the person that they go to. Now, do I really want to be that person? Not all the time. Sometimes I need a break, but at the same time, like, yeah, it makes me a little angry at first, but I'm gonna tell you, like, once we get through it and that, and then, like, once I see the end result, I'm pretty happy. So, it's twofold. So, okay, so that's how you're gonna get into your character traits right there. Um, to me, like, if you want a different character trait, like if you want to be more creative, but you don't feel that you're creative, um, since we are listing the traits for your ideal self, you would put that on here, because it's a way of telling yourself, like, this is going to be the person that I want to be. Because you're really, what these pages are, is you're setting yourself up to become the person who you want to be through planning in here every week. So it's, if you're not funny, which I guess there are some. To me, I've never met like a not funny person. I think I bring it out in them though. But like if you want to be a funnier person for the year, put down that people say that you're funny. We'll make you funny. We'll try. And so that's what this section up here is who is the person that you want to be. And to me, I want to be the person that my cat thinks I am, because he, like, I worship him, he worships me. It's a great relationship. Okay, so that's how we're explaining that. Now we're getting down in here. This is the values. Okay, so they're saying highlight the values that resonate with you. If you have unlisted values, again, if you have a value that you know that you have and it's not listed, they tell you to write it on another piece of paper. Guys, just write it. Just write it in the list. It's not gonna hurt nothing. Again, they do have a larger value list on their website that you could print off for free. It's a whole sheet. I'm not gonna get into it that much, guys. I'm not. I pretty much know myself now. It's 4 years of well, I guess it's not, well, psychological training, I guess. Yeah, psychology major. So, yeah, no, you really get to learn yourself. And again, if you missed a previous video, no, it's this video. See, that's how many videos I'm doing, guys. Again, the traits are external. It's how people are going to describe you. Values are more internal. It's what you hold dear. It's your core. It's your being. It's what you believe in. Sometimes you will fight to the death for these things, okay? Like, values really don't change, where traits are more likely to change, because you could work on them. You could adapt these things. These are really, unless like a major life event happens, these are really like who you are. So, I used different colors this time. Again, I started it off with, as fun. So I did like this lighter shade. I believe this is cream. and it has like a little paw print on it. So like this is what Bert thinks I am. I also have a couple that don't have Bert's paw print. Oh man, I didn't. I see one I didn't get. See, that's the problem with using this cream color here, is you can't see it. I do have a lot of them. Okay, so what these were is I considered these my thirds. So these are values that I do have, but they're not like the core of me, okay? So again, these are really like if Bert was describing me to his other kitty friends and he was like, yeah, my human does this. To me, this is how like I'm viewed by Bert. The next one would be in the sepia tone. These are my second levels. All right, so these are the things that, like I said, like unless like a major life event happens, your values really aren't going to change. But these are the ones that I'm noticing that they're starting to creep up. Achievement, so that would be with my business. I really wasn't like, I'm not a competitive person. I never been on a sports team, anything like that. So I guess that would be more like competition than that. But I don't know. It was never like really me. But now since I'm getting into the whole shop thing and seeing like, okay, I can learn to make these type of products, and oh man, if I gain that skill, or you know, if I master this skill, I can make these type of products, then I could offer those. So that's where my achievement values, it's starting to foster and grow there. So that's why it's a second level. Again, the creativity. I used to think I wasn't a creative person. I would just read boring old textbooks, and I was fine with that. I would sit and watch lectures, like hours and hours of lectures, and I was fine with that. I wasn't. It's weird because I was a creative person, but I didn't know I was a creative person. It just, kind of comes out like that. So again, we're fostering that value because it's, a value that I have that I really wasn't aware of. Of course, we have freedom. This is one that I don't believe that I checked off last year. Let's check last year's page. Whew, and it's gonna let me catch my breath here. So this is last year's. So yeah, it's not checked off. I'm feeling that this one is starting to come up, because, like, I hate to say it, guys. In one way, I feel guilty about it, but I mean, it is what it is. My adult son moved home. Like, I'm trying to think of the nicest way of putting it. There's a lot of things that I was able to do, and now I can't. Because it's kind of like having a 3-year-old back home. So, I know, downer for the video, right? But, yeah, no, so I'm starting to see that, because it is, like, any time that is messed with, bothered with, reduced during my day, I'm noticing that it's causing me to be a crankier person. Again, that's another way that you can notice that one of these are your values. If you start noticing that, like, you become irritable, and you're like, man, I don't know why why that bothers me, and that, like, really start to think about it. Like, is it the actual act of what's happening, or is it that one of your values is getting tweaked? So to me, that's whenever I learned that my value of freedom, the ability to do what I want when I want, what I say when I want, those type of things. It sucks. So, yeah, so that has reached a level 2. Again, independence. I love the fact that I don't need anybody. It's not that I don't enjoy the company of others. It's the fact that I really don't have to go and ask somebody like, "Hey, can I do this?" or "Hey, do we got time for that?" No, I can do it. It's me. So I just I don't know. I love my independence, and like again, that's another one that I didn't have checked off. I became more aware of it given the circumstances of the past year. Of course, I value my intelligence and stability. Okay, because stability is one of those things that, like, if you don't have it, you know you don't have it. And again, I'm one of those people. I cannot do chaotic situations. I like the cookie cutter. Same thing every day for me. I could do that. I mean, unless the same thing every day needs changed. But it's the stability. Normally, the same thing every day that needs changed is something that is unstable. So that's really like, again, if you start noticing that you're getting irritated, you got to look at it and just be like, okay, is this affecting one of these values? Is that one of my core values? Because if it is, you are not going to be able to focus on anything else. Again, that's going to inhibit your creativity. It's going to inhibit the ability for you to relax, to be calm, to, get balance. So these are kind of interconnected. Because, if one goes haywire, it will start pulling from the other one. So, this is a great way to, just check if you start noticing that you're going on that, little. I have no idea what's going on outside right now, guys. Sorry if I keep getting distracted, but there is definitely something going on. Again, this is why I want my own home. See how it's on my vision board? And okay, so we've went through the sepia ones. So now we need to go over the ones that I have highlighted in pink. These seem to be consistent. Okay, these are the ones that I know for sure are my core values. Again, going back to the one from last year. We could see balance is, a value. Okay, cheerfulness, value. Technically, I guess calm could have been one I had it listed again. Contentment. That goes along with the whole gratitude, being grateful for what you already have. Okay, cleanliness. I didn't have it listed last year, but from what I can see is the cleaner the house, the happier I am, the more calmer I am. Tidying up. So I've started adding tidying up every day just because it does help with these other ones. Of course, curiosity. I'm always one of those people that have to ask like 100 freaking questions. It's never really just, oh, I wonder what they do. No, I figure out what they do. Well, how did they come up with the fork? Well, this is what they did. So, that's one of my weird little, you could say it's a trait, but again, it comes down to the values because I am just generally a curious person. Of course, education. I love learning. Growth. I view this as like personal growth, improving yourself, becoming that nice, beautiful plant that you want to be. Health, again. That normally wouldn't have been on there. I'm going to say 5 years ago, I wouldn't have had that highlighted again. That was with the whole injury. And I learned what happens when you don't have your health. Bad things. Joy. You always got to have joy. Positivity. I didn't have relaxation listed last year. I do understand its importance this year. Sometimes I do have tasks, I do have like mini chores around the house that need done, and I'm telling you guys, there are some days of where I look at it and I'm like, you know what? I want that book time with Bert. I want my peppermint hot cocoa, and I get it. There's no messing around now. So relaxation is definitely a core value for me right now. Self-control, again, that's with the whole, not going around and calling people poopy heads, and minding what you say, minding what you do, uh, not overspending, trying to, not just spend on things because you want to spend, but, spending on things because, it's something that you need, or it's going to help you achieve those long-term goals, see those long-term goals, debt free. See, it kind of works with that. Self-control can actually be with my shop too, because there's times that I don't want to work on projects. Again, I just want to relax, but at that time I do have to work on the shop project because it is what it is. So that self-control, strength, this is again mental strength and physical strength both, and of course success, because who doesn't want to be successful? So that's how I went through these. I would love to hear some of the values that you came up with. Definitely, if you have a different value that's not listed, I would love to see that in the comments. And you can even notice like this one. Whenever I did my character traits this year, it's a lot simpler than what I did last year. So, like, I was showing like fit and strong. Again, I was coming off of that injury, and it hit me like people used to describe me as like they couldn't believe that I wasn't like they said athletic. It's not like I was built like a Greek god or something, but like I was a very fit person. I am very strong for a woman. I definitely compete with the boys. Uh, and then, like I said, I got injured and it just went to crap. So, to me, that was one of the ones like I wanted to go back to that. I missed that with the injury. So, that was definitely a character trait that I wanted to hear again. Successful owner of an Etsy shop. Again, I love coming up with products. I love designing them. I love coming up with the color combinations. And the most important part to me is knowing that you get a review back and it's somebody saying, man, these were just what I was looking for. These are the colors I was wanting. Thank you so much. Like that type of stuff. So that's really what it's for me. Dependable and reliable, solving problems, improving the quality of life of others, helping those in need, finances, again, zero debt, super savings, and I do like being a wise person. Somehow I don't know how I became this person, probably from all those lectures I used to watch, but, yeah. Yeah, I do like being a wise person. It is kind of nice, but then again, it's again twofold, because everybody's always coming up to you. But I'd rather be the person that knows, right? So I guess that's where the love of learning comes from. But I also have a fear of not knowing. So in one weird way, it is kind of a curse, because like I said, like I could just be sitting down having a meal, and all of a sudden it's like, I'm trying to think of the last one that me and Ray would have got on, like like the history of toilet paper. Okay, like, well, why do we even have toilet paper? Where did it come from? When did it first start? Who came up with the idea of it? What did we use before we had toilet paper? See, it turns into that. So it starts with a simple question of, hey, do we got any more toilet paper in the house? And all of a sudden, all I know is I'm looking up the history of toilet paper, and it's like an hour and a half later. So, yeah. And, okay, let's see here. I did want to do, since we did the traits and the values, I want to do the personal values. I feel like I could get this in this video as well. This one's going to be a little bit longer than the last one, but meh. So, what you're doing is you're taking these values here that, we went over, they do tell you down here, brainstorm your values on a scrap of paper before ranking them. I used a little checklist on my phone. Because you could type them all in and then you could like slide them up and down. The way that I do my ranking is I start off and sit and say, like, let's go ahead and pick. Okay, so we have dependability and we got balance. So yeah, sure, I want to be a dependable person. Okay, like that. I mean, I really hate letting people down. I do, but there's also balance. Okay, and this is a hard one for the people who are like the knights in shining armor. Okay, you hate letting people down, but at the same time, if you notice that if you're constantly doing other things for other people and you're starting to feel burned out, it's because you're missing balance. so, the way that I answer that is like, if you could only have one, which one would you pick? And it's balance. It would always be balanced, just for the fact that if you reach burnout, you are no longer dependable. Okay, so to be dependable, I have to have balance. And I mean, dependability isn't just like telling a person like, hell no, I'm not doing that. It's I would love to do that, but right now I got this, and this on my plate. Is there any way that we could postpone that? And of course, normally people are like, no, but I mean, if they really do need your assistance, guys, they will wait. They will wait it out, and then that way, you still got your balance, because you still got that, time where you could relax, and then you could also help them out. Maybe you can like send them off to another person of like, hey, I don't got the time to help you right now, but I know this person's really good at that, so why don't we try them? So technically, you're still dependable because you did kind of help them, right? So that's how I do my rankings. Is I just start with the one, and then I'll start with health over love, and it's like, okay, which one of these, again, if you can only have one, which one are you gonna pick? To me, it is health, because I've been without it, and it's horrible. Sucks, okay? Love is important. Don't get me wrong, but to me, you can't love somebody if you're not healthy, okay? You gots to have your health. You are no good to anybody without your health. So, I guess that's how health became my number one. It used to be my intelligence. It used to be, I would have even picked strength. I would have picked dependability, success. All of those would have been in this first place. And again, I don't know if it's because I lived a year without health and the constant fear of not having it, but that is now number one to me. That is the number one priority. I will get that workout in. Okay, I will make sure that I'm eating foods that are consistent with what my body permits me to eat. I will make sure that I'm getting my water. I'm making sure that I'm getting my sleep. All of those factor in to make sure that I have my health so that I could have these things. The very last thing that they put on these personal values here is that you are going to create a paragraph that embodies your most important values. I generally shoot for the first 1 through 5. If there's a way that you could squeeze it in and get like 1 through 10, by all means, go for it. And the best template that I can tell you to use on this is, is I start with the sentence of, I believe in, okay? So, like, again, we're going to use health. So it would be, I believe in health by following, and the next blank would be the action. How do you incorporate health or that value into your daily routine, okay? And so trying to think of how to say this without, I might have to write it on a piece of scrap paper. That might be the easiest way of doing this. Okay, here we go. I even have the original paper that I had when I was writing it out. So again, you're going to start with I believe in, put your value in there, as demonstrated by the behavior that you do for that value. Instead of, because to me it gets a little boring whenever you're just like, I believe in health, I believe in love. I will just do a quick Google search and get like a quick definition of what is health. Okay, so if you believe in health, what is health? So health is the state of being free from illness and injury. Yeah, I like that. That sounds great. And again, as demonstrated by, I just removed demonstrated. So by following a workout routine and improving my strength on a consistent manner. Again, no more back injuries. No more back injuries makes me a happier person. That means my mental status is improved. So, you're getting there. And again, I'm explaining, like, without my health, I cannot provide and care for those I love. So that's how we're getting that one in there. In addition, I believe in feeling secure and being free of fear and my ability to act, speak, and think as I want. Look at that, guys. I got security, freedom, and independence all in that one sentence. I enjoy being independent with no restraint. I will try my best to create a stable and balanced environment. So this is another way to incorporate those into a sentence form is, okay, these are your core values. How are you going to incorporate them into your day? So I will try my best to create a stable and balanced environment. I will try to stay positive and hopeful about my future. Again, so now we're getting positivity, stability, balance, calm. I will also try to bring more calm into my life by relaxing more. So see, calm, relaxation. So that's, those are like the two best, I guess, like sentence templates. It's kind of like you're filling in the blank there. Forgetting this paragraph, because I do know this is the trickiest one. Because you could go through the other pages and you're like, oh, okay, and then you get to this and you're like, what the heck is this? Like, I don't got time for this. Like, I feel like I'm back at school. So you're really just like making like basic sentences. So you could either start with this is the easiest one. I believe in, fill in the value. I do a quick definition of the value. So I believe in the definition of the value as demonstrated by, or I believe in, the value as shown by, or by doing such and such every day. And again, if it's something that you know is a value of yours, but you're shortchanging it and you're not acting on it every day, that's wherever you start with this. I will try my best to incorporate this into my day, and then explain how. How are you going to incorporate it? Again, if you've got any questions, do feel free to leave me any comments down below. I'll try my best. I'm definitely a better explainer in text than voice, from all the years of online schooling. But to me, I think that's the best way that I could explain these pages. I know they're pretty tricky. Again, most of you are probably getting this. You've either got the Hemlock and Oak as a Christmas present, or you purchased it for yourself. Maybe you're switching over from another planner. And I know a lot of people will just skip over these pages because they're like, heck with that, I'm not putting the time in for that. But these are very important pages. If you do want to get the most out of this planner, you do want to do these pages here. And what are we at, the 40-minute mark? You know what? I'm just adding it in because I believe the next set is goals, and I'm not gonna do this with the goals. Okay, so the final part of setting up your Hemlock and Oak would be the mindset reframing. These could get pretty nasty. But again, it is very important to become aware of these, because, you want to first acknowledge your negative feelings and thoughts, and you can't change them, you can't reframe them unless you actually know what it is that you continuously tell yourself on a day-to-day basis. Maybe not every day, but it's pretty consistent. So, you don't have to fill it in all at once. I just generally do the ones that I know for sure that I tell myself. So basically, you got to take that little train of thought that you always tell yourself, because guys, like, we are mean to ourselves. If there's anybody that's mean to you, it's normally you are the meanest person to yourself. So like, one of my top ones would be, why do you even have a shop? Why do you make products? No one's gonna buy them. Why I have this thought, I don't know. It's not true. So, like, I know it's not true, but I do tell myself this at least once a week. So, basically, you got to write down the reframe. Normally, I just tell myself, like, that's crap. They do buy. Somebody buys from my shop at least once a week, okay? Like I said, I'm not living off of it. I'm not becoming rich, but people do buy my stuff and they enjoy it. So I just reframed it, and currently, yeah, I have over 1,300 sales, and I always get positive reviews, and it seems that my customers enjoy their products. They're happy. Most of Walmart can't even say that. So I'm not like a multi-million business like a Walmart, but I think I'm doing pretty good. I make products. When I am making them, I do enjoy it. It's fun, and from what I understand, customers enjoy them. So that's a good thing. And normally, whenever I get through this, that's when I'm like, okay, so we're gonna go ahead and keep making things. Okay, just kind of boost you a little bit. Of course, another one that's coming up. This is a new one. It does crack me up, because I know better than this. I know better, but still, it's one of those thoughts. So, like, yeah, my house and home life is shit, therefore I am shit. Like, no. It doesn't work that way. And I know it doesn't work that way. But again, it's one of those things of where, like, you have to sit yourself down and you're like, okay, Sally, gotta tell your mind, Sally, what's up? And it's like, no, because you are not your house. You are separate. And I mean, it's not the best. And guys, I really do. I don't like it. I don't like it at all, and it makes me angry every day. But again, it's something that I can change. So I guess as long as I know that I'm on the path to changing it, is making it feel a little bit better. But the main goal of this one is to remind myself I am not my home. Granted, it's not even my home. I'm renting it. It's not mine, and that's why it's built backwards. This whole thing is built but it's built for hobbits too. Okay, like, that's the next thing. Like, I can't even look in the bathroom mirror without, like, kind of like bending a knee, because it's literally built for short people. Don't even get me started on the bath or basement stairs. And again, okay, we might as well just go through all of them. Why even try? You're just going to fail. So this is the "you're a failure" train of thought. I know we all get it. And again, I just kind of remind myself, like, no, you've been successful. There's lots of things I've done. I've graduated. I have 4 freaking degrees, okay? So, I mean, if I was a failure, I would have dropped out. But then again, like, if it wasn't meant for you, technically dropping out isn't failing. It's just, you were smart and you realized it wasn't for you. To me, I love learning, and I just kept going. So, I mean, hey, I did. I graduated 4 freaking times, guys. I've raised my son, technically on my own. I had some help from the pops and that, but I mean, generally, raised him on my own. He's fine. He's alive. He's in the room right next to me. So, he's grown. He's a big boy. He's 8. He's safe in a house. I would call that successful. And of course, I'm working on reducing my debt. And I mean, there's many other things, but the box is small. I can't list them all. So once you look at it that way, it's like, oh, well, I guess you're not a failure. It's just, I don't know. Maybe it's the excuse I'm giving myself at the time. So that's why this page is important. In one way, you do get mad at yourself whenever you're writing some of them down because you're like, this is stupid. But I mean, they are real, guys. We all know there are those things that we tell ourselves, and we know they're not true. You just gotta prove them wrong, and this makes it a little bit easier because when you do realize that you're in a funk and you know that you've been hearing this like play over in your mind, all you gotta do is come back to this page and just read it and just be like, yeah, right there, it's in writing, right there. And it does kind of help the negative thought from, repeating itself. So, I think that's a good place to end this because, like I said, the next page is goals, and I want to do a video on goals itself. And again, I'm going to apologize that this one was so long, but, the whole traits and stuff, they're pretty tricky if you've never been involved in the whole character traits and the values. And again, if you're interested in seeing this introspection, vision board type thing, I do have a separate video for this. This was fun to make up. I love this. This is the fun part. And of course, you have your personal reflection where you're getting to know yourself. This is a separate video as well. And again, guys, I am just going to close out. I do want to say, oh, that was a sneaky peeky of the goals right there. I just want to close out by saying thank you so much for watching. I do greatly appreciate it. And again, I hope that these videos do help you with setting up your hemlock and oak. It can be quite overwhelming if it's your first time looking at half of these questions. So again, I do want to thank you for taking the time out for watching my videos. And if you like what you saw and you want to see more, please remember to hit that like and subscribe button to see more Plan With Me's.